have you ever felt like there's something more, a hidden layer to reality? A secret language, maybe, embedded in our most ancient stories? Well, today, we're going on a quest to find it. We're diving into a cipher that might have been hidden in plain sight this whole time. Our guide on this adventure is based on the ideas found in the Cypher of Creation. Now, this book suggests that behind all the stories and laws and sacred texts, there's actually an intricate mathematical design, a world of divine numbers just waiting for us to decode. It's a pretty provocative idea, so let's jump right into the big question it asks.
So here's what it all boils down to. Are the numbers you see in the Bible just random details, or are they part of a deliberate, meaningful pattern? Are we talking about a massive cosmic coincidence, or could it be evidence of an intentional design? To figure that out, we have to start at the very, very beginning.
I mean, we all know this line, right? It's probably the most famous opening sentence in history. But what if I told you that in the original Hebrew, this sentence holds a secret, a numerical secret?
2,701. Just looking at it, it's just a number. But according to the theory we're digging into, this number is like a mathematical signature for the entire story of creation. So how do we get from that famous sentence to this number?
Yep, that's right. In the original Hebrew text, the 7 words and 28 letters of Genesis 1:1 add up to a numerical value of exactly 2701. This is our first real clue, and it kind of forces you to ask, is this just a staggering coincidence, or is this the first thread of a much larger, intentional design? Now, to understand any of this, we can't just stare at the numbers. Ancient thinkers actually had a specific set of tools for this kind of thing. You can think of them as 3 ancient keys that help us unlock the cipher.
Okay, so these are the 3 lenses we're going to be looking through. First, you have to look at the story itself, the biblical narrative. What's the context? Second, we consider the universal symbolism of a number. You know, what thinkers like the Pythagoreans believed was its core energy. And finally, the master key, Hebrew Gematria, this absolutely fascinating system that turns words directly into numbers. Let's see how these work together.
The best way to see these keys in action is to just test them out on the basics. I mean, the numbers 1 through 10 are kind of the building blocks for this whole system, and you'll see their meanings pop up again and again.
Let's start with a classic, the number 7. It shows up everywhere in the Bible. So why? What's so special about 7?
Well, using our first key, the biblical narrative, we see that 7 almost always stands for divine perfection or completion. God rests on the 7th day, right? That completes the cycle of creation. There are 7 major holy days. The pattern is pretty hard to miss. 7 seems to mean a finished, perfect spiritual work. Okay, so what about the number that comes right before it? If 7 is all about divine perfection, what does that make 6?
6. Well, 6 represents humanity and our imperfection. Think about it. Man was created on the 6th day, always one short of that divine 7-day completion. That contrast gives us this powerful insight. And all of a sudden, the number of the beast, 666, makes perfect symbolic sense. It's like the ultimate symbol of human imperfection, just tripled for emphasis.
All right, so we've seen how numbers have symbolic weight just in the stories themselves, but the most powerful tool for all of this decoding is gematria. And this is where things get really wild.
It's a really simple idea, but it has profound consequences. See, in ancient Hebrew, the alphabet was also the number system. Aleph was 1, Bet was 2, and so on. What this means is that every single word, every name, every phrase automatically has a numerical value baked right into it. It embeds a layer of math directly into the language.
So let's take a look at the most sacred name of God, what we often see written as YHW. In Hebrew, the letters are Yod, He, Vav, and He. Their values are 10, then 5, then 6, then another 5. Add them all up, and you get 26. So, through Gematria, the number 26 becomes a numerical stand-in for the divine name itself.
Now, gematria creates meaning not just with a single word, but by linking concepts that share the same number. Check this out. The Hebrew word for life, chai, has a numerical value of 18. But then, in the book of Luke, there's a story about a woman who had been in bondage to sickness for, you guessed it, 18 years. That shared number creates this powerful poetic contrast between life and bondage. So now that we have our three keys, the story, the symbolism, and gematria, let's put them all together and try to unlock one of the most curious little details in the entire New Testament.
153, it's a strangely specific number, isn't it? It pops up in a very famous story, but what on earth could it mean?
The story is in the Gospel of John. The disciples, they've been out fishing all night, and they've caught absolutely nothing. Then the resurrected Jesus appears on the shore and tells them, hey, try casting your net on the other side. They do, and they haul in this net that's just bursting with fish, exactly 153 large fish. Why that number? Why not 150 or a lot? This is where our master key, gematria, reveals something truly stunning. It turns out the number 153 corresponds to the numerical value of a very specific Hebrew phrase, Beni Ha-Elohim.
And Beni Ha-Elohim translates to sons of God. Whoa. Suddenly the entire story transforms, doesn't it? The disciples aren't just fishermen anymore. Jesus had called them fishers of men. So the catch of 153 fish isn't just a miracle, it becomes this powerful symbol for their mission to go out and gather all of humanity, the sons of God, into the fold. In this view, the number isn't just a random detail, it is the message.
So, from the very first verse of Genesis to a miraculous catch of fish, we've seen how numbers in these ancient texts might be way more than just quantities. They could be symbols, creating this incredible web of meaning just beneath the surface. So the question we're left with is, are these connections just a series of mind-blowing coincidences, or are we getting a tiny glimpse into a cosmic blueprint where language and mathematics are one and the same? Now that is the cipher of creation.